mic as close to me as possible, so hopefully you get a good sound. And so, as we often begin, I just realized I still have my Medi-Teddy set up there. This is Medi-Teddy, by the way. Medi-Teddy does a really killer triangle pose. When I work with children, I use Medi-Teddy, so I guess Medi-Teddy will join us today. As we often do, I want to spend a few moments getting really centered and grounded before we begin. An opportunity to bring in the intention for our practice today, July 31st, 2020, the end of the month of July, just hard to believe. Tomorrow will be August. And so, not only does today mark the last day of the month, but for me, it marks the last day of the theme for my month. My theme, which was communication, has been communication. And the path that I'm going to go down today is a deeper connection to the art of listening. And so I know Ellen was with me yesterday in a guided meditation with another teacher named Lisa. And she did a listening meditation. So that was so nice to have that correlation for me. And perhaps this will resonate with you in some way. So close your eyes, just start to breathe. Before I go any further, I'm going to share a quote with you that came across my news feed on Facebook. And it spoke to me so beautifully that I had to jot it down and share it with you. So that quote is by a well-known author named Mark Nepo. He is a poet and a spiritual writer. And he says this about listening. To listen is to lean in softly, with a willingness to be changed by what we hear. Love that definition of listen. And so we often listen with an ear for what we will say next, trying to impress or coerce or change. Sometimes we listen with impatience because we're in a rush, or with a level of annoyance because we feel we've been interrupted. Sometimes we listen with half an ear because we're distracted with multitasking or the barrage of every present sensory input. Today, I'm going to ask you to listen with the greatest amount of presence. Before we begin to move, I want you to just listen to the sounds that you hear furthest away from you. Perhaps that's something outside. I'm not sure how strong my microphone is, but I can hear the people across the street are having their trees trimmed. Maybe you hear something in nature or the hum of an appliance. Start to allow your attention of listening to draw in a little closer, maybe something in the room near you. Coming even closer and hearing your own breath. Perhaps listening even more intently, even more deeply, to see if you can hear the beat of your own heart. And as you are listening so well, I ask you to witness right? To be that good listener is to bear witness. So witness what flows through you now. Maybe it's peace or grace. Maybe you're not feeling so peaceful or graceful here. Maybe it's been a rough morning or a rough week and you're feeling a little anxious or a little curious or a little tense. Just be willing to witness the effects of something. As we move through our practice today, listening to the effects rather than the extreme dual nature of aversion or preference. And then bring your hands to your heart center and walk yourself forward and back a few times on your chair, right? That very familiar move that we call hip walking. Not only does it awaken the hips here, but it also allows you to bring yourself far forward onto your chair. So the next time you bring yourself to the front edge of the chair, so you still feel stable and grounded, check in with the position of your feet, hips distance, toes pointing forward, ankles under knees or heels under knees. Good. And with the palms touching, lower the hands down so they're really like in line with the breastbone. The thumbs are in line with the breastbone, and that makes our forearms like parallel to the floor. Good. And when you press the palms firmly, you begin to ground and root. When you press the feet into the floor and the sitting bones into the chair, you continue to root. And the more you root, perhaps you can start to feel this little rise happening, right? So that the palms become like an assistant to your posture. Yeah, really good. Now, on an inhalation, reach the arms up. On an exhalation, turn the palms away from you and extend them down by your sides. Good. We're just going to move through the shoulders a few rounds. Inhale up. And exhale, back down. Good. Inhale up. And exhale, back down. Good. Last one here. Inhale up. This time, as you exhale, just lower the left hand down. Right? So hold on to the seat of the chair or the leg of the chair. And here's a pose we've probably done numerous times, countless times. We're going to take a little side body bend. Take a good inhale. As you exhale, lean the body over to the left. Now you might hold on to the seat of the chair. You might hold on to the leg of the chair. Just see what feels good for you. And that whole little observation that we took in the grounding or the rooting and the rising that we felt just in the seat, right? With Anjali Mudra, the prayer hands. And I want you to see if you can find that same action of a root and a rise here. So wherever you're holding onto this chair, the leg or the seat, right? And wherever your feet are equally pressing, activate them and see if you can rise up a little bit. Yeah, all right. Now with the next inhale, lift that left arm up and exhale, lower the right hand down, and we'll take the same action, use an exhalation to lean to the right. All right, good. So there's a tendency here in this posture to just kind of, right, lean over so much and collapse. And it does feel good, I think, for most of us to get that really nice stretch. And remember, my goal today is to offer up an opportunity for you to listen and observe or witness the effects of something. Not like, oh, I really, really love this. That's the preference. Or, oh, I really, really don't love this. That's the aversion, right? So try to just to see the effects. Get that little lift. Next inhale, right arm up. And exhale, hands to the heart. All right, we're going to go back and forth from side to side, really observing the greatest amount of that lifting moment. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, tilting over to the left, right? And then when you're popping back up, feel that lifting nature. And exhaling, going over to the other side. Simple. Inhale, pop up. And exhale to the left. Inhale, pop up, move with your breath. And exhale to the right. One more time. Inhale, pop up. Exhale, left. Inhale, pop up. And exhale right. Now, as if you're going to pop back up, but don't actually go anywhere. Ah, yeah. That's exactly what I'm looking for, right? There's the nature of the rise. Good. So we're not collapsing. We're going to take the same action on the other side. Inhale up. Exhale left, right? As if you were going to pop back up, but hold it. Yes. So that temptation to shift, just be in the moment. What flows through you now? Vitality flows through me now. Grace flows through me now. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's something else. Use your in-breath to rise back up. And exhale, hands to the heart. That was so good. All right, so we learn through experience, heel toe, those feet apart as wide as your mat. And turn your toes outright, right? So that automatically creates this external rotation in the hips. Place the hands on those knees, right? Maybe turning the fingers inward if you feel a little bit more stable there. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, just lean forward for a moment. Right? And then dipping that left shoulder in toward the center, look over the right shoulder. Good. And then as you inhale, lift back up. And exhale, lean forward and dipping that right shoulder to the center, looking over the left, right? So notice here if you're collapsing everything down, right? If it feels kind of heavy and saggy, or you're actually lifting up into that little partial twist. Good. So we're gonna go back and forth a few times. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder dips. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder dips. Maybe 2 more times. Move with your breath. Working on the root and the rise. Good. I think I've lost track of my count of how many times, and that's okay. Next time you make your way back to center, pause. Keep those feet nice and wide. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. Ground down with the feet. Push into the palms. Grow nice and tall. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, bring that left hand down on the inside of that left leg, right? So the palm, the back of my hand is actually pressing to try to help open that hip a little bit. But that hip is also, and that leg is resisting. So I'm pushing, right? The left leg is pushing in toward the hand, and the hand is pushing in toward the leg. There's a duality right there. Good. Now extend the right arm out to the right. Good. And then sweep it slightly back behind you on an angle. Look over that right shoulder. Good. Right. And so just see if you can find that perfect balance here. Yeah. Nice. We're going to let the inhale bring us back to center, lowering the hand down. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, lowering down that right hand, opposite side, finding the inside of the knee. Sometimes I forget that I'm being that mirror image and I have to think a little harder about the sides of my body. So activate and press, and then slowly extend the left arm out, reaching it back on an angle. So it's almost like coming on a diagonal. And gaze over that left shoulder and breathe. Feel the traction and the resistance. So beautiful. What flows through you now? Vitality flows through me now. You can always fill in the blank with any word that suits you. Next in breath, come back to center. Woo, good. And then we're going to heel toe the feet about hips distance apart. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Maybe move the neck side to side a few times. All right, good. And now sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to lift that left leg up and hug it in. Remember, you can always start with the hand underneath the thigh, right? And if you feel comfortable holding it around the shin, that's a good option too. So move through that left ankle and foot, right? Flare the toes, circle, point, and flex. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to hold that left hand with hold that left knee with just the left hand. So it can be under or on top of. I kind of like mine on the knee. All right. Open the right arm out to the right. Open the left leg out to the left. Right. See how much space you can find here. Right. So remember the root and the rise. Can you push into the right foot? Grow a little taller. Good. One more breath. And then we're going to switch sides. Roll through the hip joint slowly. Hands switch. Left arm opens out to the left. And we rotate and twist a little deeper while we hug that left leg in. And it goes slightly over to the right. And we're going to come a few times moving through the hips. Bringing yourself back to center. Switching hands. Open wide. Right, maybe you find more depth in that external rotation of the hip, and then slowly again, switching sides, not in a rush, right? Try to link the movements with your breath. One more time, open it out, and exhale, closing it out. Well done. And then slowly coming back to center, placing that foot down, taking a moment to listen in neutral. Maybe you feel a difference between the left and the right. One leg a little bit more awakened than the other. What flows through you now? Tendency maybe for the preference here for some of us to just be still and quiet. And for some of us, the stillness and the quiet is a complete aversion. Like, oh, the hardest thing ever. Remember to listen for the effects of something rather than the aversion or preference. And when you're ready, we're going to make it to the other side. So lifting the right leg up, making sure the left one is grounded, 90 degrees, right? Either below the, underneath that thigh or in front of the shin. And then start the ankle movements. Oh, so good, right? It always amazes me that like the simplest of movements can just bring such good effects. Maybe the effects just feel like comfortable or loose or accessible. Right, good. And then we're gonna sit up nice and tall, holding the right hand on the right knee. Open that left arm out to the left, open the right leg out to the right. All right, so we're gonna just hold here for a breath or two. Find the root to rise so that you remember to the best of your ability to seek out that duality as we shift from side to side. Big breath in and exhale, switching hands, opening the right arm out to the right, creating a twist a little deeper, hugging that right leg in toward the midline and maybe past the midline. Inhale, center, and open. Good. Switching sides, move with your own breath. Always remembering that listening to your body is the most important thing. One more time. And slowly returning your way to center and lowering that right leg down, hands on the thighs. Just feel Listen, witness. All right, open those eyes, heel toe, the feet wide again. All right, we're gonna work on taking this opening of the hips a little bit deeper. So if you have blocks and you wanna use blocks, you can bring them to the inside of that foot. Some of you might not even need them, right? So if you've got open hips or you have long arms and you don't feel like you need blocks, they're not necessary, but they might be helpful. And remember, blocks have 3 settings, right? Low, medium, and high. So if you need yours to be up here, it's cool, all right? I'm gonna leave mine on the low setting for now. All right, now, hands to heart center, sit up nice and tall, right? Make sure that those ankles are still underneath the knees. You've got good stability. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, left hand to the inside of that left leg, just like we did before. We're gonna see if we could slide down a little deeper. Maybe fingertips touch the block, right? Maybe fingertips touch the floor. And then shift that right arm out to the right on the diagonal and see if you can twist a little deeper. Maybe that right arm is actually starting to come further back behind you. And as that left hand is pushing that leg and hip open, use the strength of that leg and the hip muscles to contract it back. So there's a traction and a resistance point here. Good. And then inhale, everything comes back and up. And exhale, opposite side. Right hand to the inside. Yeah, and slowly start to slide it down. Good. And when you feel like you found your depth, you can extend that left arm back, starting on a diagonal. And then maybe extending it back behind you so the twist goes a little deeper. So remember the root and the rise. Right? This isn't a place where we just want to collapse. We want to feel that the grounding allows us to actually elevate a little bit. Yeah, good. One more breath. And then next inhale, everything comes centered and up. And hands to the heart. All right. Now, hands to those thighs. And I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. We're actually going to come to standing. Right, so this shape here in yoga is called Malasana. And we're gonna actually work on Malasana with the help of our chair. All right, so come to the back of the chair. And now it's gonna be really important to hear this message. And I do believe that there's a big difference between hearing and listening. So I wanna say both. So listen. Coming into a full Malasana squat is not necessarily available for everybody, right? Because Malasana is a deep yogi squat, right? We've done a lot of that hip work, but it doesn't mean that your body's going to be ready for it. Maybe you've got hip issues, knee issues, so you could take it as mildly or as deeply as you choose. Listen to your body. Sound good? All right. All right, so hands on the back of the chair. And then you want to make your feet about mat's width, right? So it's just kind of like when we were sitting on the chair, mat's width, and let the toes angle out to the side, hands on the back of the chair for support. And we're going to do a few rounds, right? And don't try to go to your deepest on the first round. Just be kind to yourself. All right, take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, start to bend the knees and just lower down maybe a few inches into that first squat. All right, so as you kind of get there, you might notice how you need to adjust your feet or your hands or the distance, the spacing between you and the chair. And I know right now my quadricep muscles are saying, oh, I thought you were not supposed to pay attention to aversion. Right? They're working hard here. But notice if the pelvic floor, if everything is kind of sinking down, see if you can feel that energy of pop back up. So push into the feet, feel that rising energy, straighten the legs. All right. Now we're going to go up and down just like we did the side to side with the pop up. Pay attention, listen to that moment, like that, find that spot where you witness the rise up happening. All right, big breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, drop down. And then inhale, pop back up. Exhale, bend the knees, drop down. Some of you might be able to hold onto the seat of the chair. You don't need to go as deeply as I am. Inhale, pop back up. Exhale, bend the knees. Oh, maybe you go deeper each time, maybe. Inhale, pop back up. Let's take 2 more. Lower, 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 nice and slowly, knowing your own depth. This is the listening part. Inhale, pop back up. All right, last one here. Bend the knees, lower, lower, lower. And now, as if you were gonna pop back up, but stay there. Oh yeah, right? As if you were gonna pop back up, but stay there. That's the energy we're looking for. Oh, hello hips. One more breath if you can. And then slowly rise back up. Ooh, yeah. I know. What flows through you now? Close your eyes for a moment. Vitality flows through me now. All right, we're gonna heel toe, the feet together, and then step the right foot forward and the left foot back, finding triangle position. Okay, so your triangle position is the same as a warrior 2. So for reminders, you're gonna have your right hand, right? I'm not mirror imaging you with that comment, right? Right hand on the back of the chair, right toes pointing directly underneath the chair, left toes pointing out to the left, and the hips are opening out. Yeah, so Anita, turn your body so that your left shoulder comes the other way. So it's not warrior 1, it's warrior 2. Yeah. So you want to hold on with your right hand. Yep, hold on with your right hand. And maybe it'll be easier if I do this. Yeah. Hold on with your right hand. This way I'll give you a visual. Right hand, and then turn your left arm out and open. Turn your left arm out and open. Good. All right, now both legs are straight here in triangle pose. So it's just like meditating. Yeah. All right, now we're starting to reach that left arm up. And then as you exhale, start to soften the right arm and lean the body toward the chair. Lean toward the chair. Okay. Now the hand can stay on the back of the chair, or the hand can go to the seat of the chair, right? What feels better for you. Now, same action and same observation moment here, right? Where we look for that root and the rise. So on an inhale, pop back up. Good. And exhale, lowering back down into triangle pose. Mindful movements. Maybe you find more depth. Inhale, pop back up. And exhale, lower. Last one, best one. Inhale, pop back up. And exhale, lower into triangle pose and hold here. Maybe hands at the seat of the chair, and then feel that whoop where you're about to pop back up, but you don't actually go up. Yeah, right? So good. Breath in and breath out. What flows through you now? Grace flows through me now. Yeah. Inhale, rise back up. Woo, yes, and now we're going to take it to the other side. So bringing both hands to the seat of the chair, step the back foot forward, and then you're going to switch sides. Yeah, I'm going to go this way to make sure I'm facing you and can see you. Now that right foot comes back and that left foot is forward, left hand on the chair. Open that right shoulder, open it out, right? So take a look at the feet. Make sure that the feet are about a heel to arch or a heel to heel alignment, right? So it's one plane line. If I were to take a string and attach it from my left heel to my right heel, they would be in one nice straight line, right? Now, when you're ready, right arm reaches up. And as you exhale, slowly Bending in. Okay, so maybe you take a moment here, first triangle pose on this side, to just notice that root and rise. Like, are you, right, just collapsing into it? Sometimes it feels like a place to rest, right? We're gonna do a few rounds of that pop-up. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, lower down. Maybe the hand uses the seat of the chair. Inhale, pop back up, hold onto the chair unless you don't feel like you need it. And exhale, lower back down. Good. Inhale, pop back up, feel the rise. And exhale, lower. Good. Now, as if you were gonna pop back up, but don't actually go anywhere. Yeah, that's it. The pushing down and the rising up. Right? So there's dualities in every single yoga pose. Yeah, even the most restful and passive poses. Good, one more inhale. And then slowly rise back up. Good, turn the body to look toward the chair. Both hands on the back of the chair and stepping the back foot forward. Good. All right, so we're gonna just pause in mountain pose. Make sure that the feet are, hips distance or maybe a little closer if that feels good. You can hold your hands on the back of the chair. Close your eyes. Shoulders roll back and down. Feet are pressing into the ground. Kneecaps are lifted, right? Legs are active. Muscle is hugging onto bone. Pelvic floor, right? The base of the genitals is lifting up. Navel is drawing towards spine. Crown of head tall. Right, so there is a root and a rise in this beautiful standing posture. If you feel stable, you can bring your hands to heart center. If you feel comfortable letting go of the chair, maybe you open the eyes and gaze down to the tips of the fingers. If you don't feel stable with eyes closed. Peace flows through me now. Vitality flows through me now. Grace flows through me now. Good. And then slowly bringing the hands down to the chair again if you had your hands at the heart center, and slowly and mindfully, really peacefully making your way back around to the front of your chair and sitting down in your chair. Oh, good. Now we're going to take a little counter action to all that big external rotation, right? Malasana, Trikonasana, they're all big external rotations. So we're going to close those legs in, hips in, right? So coming forward on your chair, if you went back at all, right foot stays grounded, left leg lifts up, and then cross it over, like knee over knee, lovely lady cross, okay? Flex those left toes, feel the squeeze, right? Like the hips coming in toward each other, that same action that you used, right? When the hand was on the inside of the leg and you had that like resistance traction action, squeeze inward, right? Center of the thighs coming in toward each other. Nice closing off of the hips. Hands come to heart center, press palms, sit up tall. Feel the root and the rise. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On an exhalation, we're going to twist to the left. Good. I like to bring my hand either to the seat of the chair, if you can reach it, right? Or maybe you hold on to the outside of the leg if you've got shorter arms that like me. The left hand is holding onto the back or the back seat of the chair, and you're gazing over the left shoulder. Legs are still active and stable. Every inhale is an opportunity to rise upright. Every exhale, an opportunity to twist deeper. Keeping that nice twist going to the left. Let's take a double helix. Slowly turn the head to the right. And maybe lowering the chin down toward the shoulder. Yeah. Listen. Witness the effects of something here. Good. And lifting the head up, releasing the arms, reach them forward and up. And exhale, arms down by your side and uncross the legs. Good. Taking it really sweet and simple to the other side. Right crosses over left. Left foot is grounded and right foot is grounded. Flex, right? So even though it's not actually touching something, when we flex the foot, it becomes grounded. Hands come to heart center. Press those palms. Once again, allow them to be the assistant for good posture. Really, really nice. On an inhale, reach those arms up. On an exhale, rotate and twist to the right. Remembering anchoring and breathing. Right, when we hold our poses, we never hold the breath. But if we hold the poses and really spend time focusing on the breath, listening, right, this is where those aha moments arrive. In the quiet and the stillness, where the opportunity to be the best listener evolves. Slowly turning the head to the left while the body still twists to the right. Lowering the chin down a little bit toward the shoulder. Try not to bring that shoulder up toward the chin. Just feeling that nice double helix. So good. One more breath. And then slowly lifting the head, reaching the arms forward and up. And exhale, down by your side and uncross those legs. Good. All right, straighten that left leg out in front of you. Right, and have the heel of the foot on the floor. Toes are upright. Right, if you need to adjust the position on your chair, do so here. I like to hold onto the seat of my chair. Find that root and rise. Good. Flex the toes. Point the toes. Right. See if maybe the tips of the toes can touch down to the floor. Feel that nice stretch across the top of the foot. Good. Inhale. Flex the toes. Exhale. Point the toes. Good. Next inhale. Flex the toes. Reach arms up. And as you exhale, hands come to the bent leg, right? And then you can interlace the fingers, lean the body forward and take a really nice stretch on the back of that left leg. Good. Now, so I think almost all of you are kind of getting into this like rounded shape. See if you can push into that thigh with the hands. Like lift and lengthen. Imagine you get a flat back and the chest, the heart is just shining forward toward those toes. Really good. And then inhale, rise back up, root to rise. And uncurl those fingers, bending that knee and switching sides. Extend right. Heel on the ground, hands on the seat of the chair. Start with a flexed position. And then exhale, point. Feel that awesome stretch on the top of the foot. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Hold the flexed position. Good. Then we're going to shift those hands to the bent leg. Interlace the fingers, right? Get a good grip on the top of that thigh. Lift your heart up. See if you can find the rise before you even start to lean forward this time. Good. Take a breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips, leaning forward. Elbows get soft, but spine stays long. It doesn't matter how far you go. It's a big stretch for the back of that right leg. Make sure that you can breathe. Good. So grace flows through me now. Whatever shape we take, physical or mental, the intelligence and vitality of the body and the mind is always there. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, coming back to center. Well done. Pause for a moment, hands at heart center, pressing, assisting good posture, like a seated mountain pose. What flows through you now? Witness the effects of something. Slowly lowering the hands down to the lap, hip walking yourself back into the chair. Until you find yourself nice and deep into the seat of your chair. And then allow yourself to actually rest and lean back into the chair. Feel the support of the back of the chair. Let the shoulders kind of spill away from the ears. Decide if you want hands down on your lap or hands up. A reminder that the down position for the palms is really grounding. So if you feel like a little edgy, or you need to be a little bit more rooted, maybe you keep them down. Or if you feel like you need to receive a little energy, you can turn the palms to face upward. So whatever feels right for you, I invite you to close your eyes and come back to that state of being the listener, the observer. Listen to the sound of your breath. Shift that breath into a natural state so you are not trying to control it in any way. It's just the way it is, all on its own. Seeing if you can hear the beat of your heart as we spend the next minute or so, minute or two, in quiet stillness, listening. What flows through you now? Vitality flows through me now. Take a nice inhale And as you exhale, wiggle your fingers. Another breath in. And as you exhale, wiggle your toes. Maybe circling those wrists and the ankles. Once again, allowing yourself to sit up a little taller, maybe walking forward in your chair. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart center, settling the thumbs on the sternum and pressing the palms gently but actively. Good. Feel the root and the rise once again. Om Shanti, 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 He. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Remembering that beautiful quote that we started our class with today. Mark Nepo says, to listen is to lean in softly with a willingness to be changed by what we hear. So wishing each one of you a fabulous Friday. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming out to practice with me, and especially today for being willing to listen what I have to offer. It is really the greatest gift. And until we meet again, namaste. Great job, guys. Great.